Yo, friends, welcome to my channel. I'm Alex. I'm a nervous system coach. I help you master your energy so you can begin actualizing your ideal life. Today, we're going to be talking about the mirror principle, and we're going to break this down. We're going to talk about why this is an important part of the process when it comes to healing your nervous system and the healing journey in general. When you start to view life and to translate it, everything that's in front of you is one way or another reflecting back at you a facet of your psyche and your spirit and your being. Number one, why this is so important is because straight away it takes you away from being the victim, and it takes you away from blame. Two of the most disempowering parts of the process. You give away so much power when you start blaming, when you start saying it's all in the other person and you have nothing to do with it. Straight away, you're in victim mode and you're in a deep degree of disempowerment. And why this is really important is because it reflects back at us what our wounds are, what wounds that we need to recognize and what we need to heal through, because it's through the recognition that we heal. The process of healing actually occurs. We become less unconscious and more conscious of these aspects of ourselves that need to be forgiven and loved. We need to shine light onto these parts of ourselves. And it's really tricky to start with when you start seeing and adopting this way of being in the world, because it brings up a lot within ourselves. It brings up, how could this be within me? How could this be within me? It really is challenging when you have someone in front of you that you're finding a challenge that's bringing up a lot within you. And we hear the word narcissist quite a lot. And for me, through my process many years ago, could be with someone that could be labeled a narcissist, but later on, I actually discovered from contemplation and reflection that they were a really potent, powerful mirror for my own wounds that were happening within me. And as soon as we start labeling someone a narcissist without taking any responsibility at all and saying it's just them, we are in a deep degree of error. And that's okay. It's okay to be like that. It's okay to be in denial about that, because of how painful it is to recognize that within ourselves. And one thing you'll find is the more deep it feels, the more hurt it feels with that recognition, is the sign that that's where the most of the work needs to be done. That's where the love needs to be brought in. That's where the part of you needs to be forgiven for all of that going on. And one thing you'll notice is when you start to adopt this mirror principle, we'll also bring in the law of assumption as well. When we start to forgive and love and recognize these aspects of ourselves, you'll start to notice that will be reflected in your external world. So once where there was, say, narcissistic tendencies within ourselves, however that may be manifested, once we recognize that, we will see the people in our lives that we may have labeled a certain way, we'll see that they change as well due to the mechanisms and aspects that we're healing within ourselves. When we start to heal these elements, we'll naturally start to see it reflected in our external world. And this is where transformation happens. And this is where as individuals and as collectives, this is where our main work and our main influence is for the collective process when it comes to healing and shifting and making our shift from fear into love, and using the qualities as forgiveness to facilitate that process. And we will end up doing this on repeat. We'll end up doing this on repeat, where we'll ebb and flow between different factors of this. Different challenges will arise. There'll be moments where we will divulge and dive straight into being a victim, and we will play that character for a while due to the power of our denial that we may be experiencing at the time. And everything is okay. It's okay for that to happen. It's okay to not want to look at these aspects of ourselves because, like I said previously, there is an uncomfortable element to this. And this is where we learn about self-love, and we learn about how we step away from shame and self-condemnation, and we step away from those, but we recognize those qualities within us, and we start to cultivate and nurture different qualities to help us take these steps within ourselves. So when it comes to your process, I want you to look into your life right now, and I want you to feel into what's being reflected back at you right now. Who are the people, persons, situations, and circumstances that are coming into your life that you may be projecting and not taking full accountability and being radically honest of how much you are part of that whole process? And I want you to really start to feel into that and see what is going on, and take a step into courage and into a deep state of radical honesty to what is going on within your life. And when you can, make it light and be understanding, and increase self-compassion, increase your understanding of yourself, and keep doing this full circle and keep doing this ebb and flow and coming back to you and giving yourself space to feel this aspect of being human. I'm going to leave this now by saying thank you so much for being here right now. Thank you for listening to me. And I know what, I'm so excited already to see you in the next video.